And you see already, you are here, I am here, and of course I hope you're also ready for a new DIY inspiration. We are going to use for this DIY the smaller tumbling towel blocks. I always say make sure that you have 4 until 5 packages laying around in your stash, so you always have enough for each DIY we make, I make, because it just depends on what channel you are looking right now. You can look on Deco Easy and you can look on All About Christmas. So I don't know if this us or me, it doesn't matter, but of course I'm happy you're here. Make sure that you have your container with you with everything inside, some scissors, markers, brushes, some mud pots, some twine, and of course the wood glue. What would we do without it? But maybe you use hot glue. Always be careful, especially also with this DIY, that it doesn't break. I have here some paint. This is only an example for what you can use. You can choose any color you like. Of course, I have here my old saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel, which is red to wipe away the glue with I need. What we're going to do, we are going to make today, we are going to make some nutcracker candle holders. So we will see how this will turn out. I never made a set of candle holders from nutcrackers, but of course separately I made a lot of them, but not together. So we will see how this will turn out. So as you're ready, we are going to start with the first step. We are going to make 2 candle holders of the nutcrackers. So I'm going to make 8 rows of 5. So that we're going to start with the bottom for both of them. So 8 rows of 5. We are going to do it very easy. We do some glue on the smallest side of the block. You place them flat on your table and you just do the side. You glue 4 of them, and number 5 is the closure up. You have number 2, number 3, and number 4, and number 5 you just place against the other one, because then if you do glue on it, it is extra glue and it's not necessary. So number 5, and the greatest is because I am going to double up the bottom. You don't have to do it. If you don't want to use so many blocks, then you don't have to double up, and then you need 4 rows of 5, and then you can do it ankle. But I am going to like it double because it gives a little bit more body to your nutcracker. But that's also the same with the part of the body. You can double it up like I do. But if you don't like it, maybe it takes too many blocks for you, then you can do it ankle. So at least a single. But I'm going to double it up. This is number 2, and number 3, and number 4, and number 5 is the closure up. You're going to squeeze it, and at the end always make sure that you squeeze them together, but also at the end give it some pressure totally on the outside, because then it gives the most pressure. And of course it can pop out. Don't worry about it. Just place it together again and just make sure that you have one piece again, because I had it already so many times that it pops out, because some blocks are not straight, and you see this one want to also pop out. And again, squeeze it, and we're going to wipe away the glue. And if you're going to wipe away the glue, always make sure that you go back and make sure that you have a straight line. Of course, like I tell you every time, if you have a carpenter square, then you don't have this problem. But I always do it with my finger. I have one laying around, but I always do it this way. There's something you got used to. We're going to give this a couple of minutes drying. So what you're going to do, we are going to take 4 pieces. We place this one aside. We're going to turn 4 of them. We're going to place 1 on the side, and of course it is not totally dry yet. And you're going to place them together, because this way we can easily fill in the open gaps, because that's not what you want in between. So very gently to the side, you're just going to fill in the open gaps. Make sure that you have always also on the side a straight line, and again squeeze it and the sides, and you're going to wipe away the glue. And this is already 1. Now we're going to do the other parts. You place them over here, you place this one over here, place it on the side, and it doesn't matter if it breaks, just place your blocks together again. And this is 1, and number 2, And this way, fill in the open gaps because I have a couple of them over here I see already. And we do it over here. Fill in the open gaps. And this way. And wipe away the glue. And we're going to give it only a couple of minutes again. So what we're going to do right now, we're doing some glue on one piece. You just make little turns over here. Make sure that every block has a little bit of your glue. Here the same. You go up and down. And this way. And now you place this one on top and this one on top. And give it some pressure. Feel with your fingers that you have them nicely on top of each other. This way also, give it some pressure. Feel with your fingers that you have a nice bottom. And this is a nice sturdy bottom where your nutcracker can stand on. And of course, maybe for some people it is a little too big, but I always say I am more happy than he can stand on his own than he falls every time over. And that's not what we want. So again, now we have already the bottom of our nutcrackers, and I use them, make a kind of a candle holders, but you also can make a kind of a serving tray on top, and you can use it for that purpose and decorate it maybe in your kitchen. So you place one over here and I make two. You don't have to make two, you also can make one. So I'm going to place this one aside and we're going to do now the part of the nutcracker. So is here ready for a first nutcracker. We have 12 pieces of 2. What we're going to do, we do again flat on the table and we're going to row them together. Do on the smaller line some glue and place them together again. You do over here and over here. And let me know, I have my Christmas decor this year. I have it in Nutcracker Land and I have it in the old-fashioned colors and together mixed with the candy cane. So I love the traditional colors, but of course let me know in the comments what colors you are decorating for the Christmas season. I would love to know what colors you are using. I also love always to see what everyone is having for decor, because I am loving Christmas, so I also love to see what everyone is doing for colors. So again, we're going to give this a couple of minutes. We're going to wipe away the glue and then we let it a couple of minutes dry. So now we have our 12 pieces of 2. What we're going to do, we are going to do some glue on the tops over here. Just make some line, place this one on top. You do here the same, do some turns over here and place this on top. You do here the same. Place this one on top. You do all of them, one of them you do with some glue, the other one you place on top. Here the same. Place it on top and the last. Place it on top. And we are going to place it straight up. Make sure that you have it in a nice line this way. And you do here the same. Place it straight up. Press it on the side. So you get a nice compact little piece of block. And this way, just redo it. Feel with your fingers. You feel so much with your fingers if you are feeling, because if you have it in kind of a box or maybe you for the straight line, it's always difficult to feel. I always say you feel with your fingers more than with anything, and then you can feel really if it is straight or it is out of line. So again, I place it over here. I hope I make sense what I say, but sometimes words from English to Dutch is not always the same. So I just do my best. But you see already what I'm doing and how I do it. So, and this way we are going to let it in for a couple of minutes. So I did wait a couple of minutes. I'm going to get 3 of them and I'm going to glue them together because this will be the boots, the trousers and the top of the trousers. So I need 3 of them together. So we're going to squeeze them gently, place it on the side. Make sure that you get a nice piece like this. And always feel with your fingers that the top and the bottom are straight as much as you can. Over here, this is already one. And the rest will be loose from each other. Now we're going to get also again 2 blocks and another one of 2. And we do the same. We do this one on top of here and this one on top of here. And we're going to let this dry in also this way. And we give this a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to get one part of the one of four. Now I'm going to do one of the one I have over here for two double. And I'm going to place them not, glue them not this way to each other, but I'm going to give them a turn. So you have a little piece over on this side and on this side. I hope I can show it to you on camera. You see already, now they are not even, and that's what we want. Because if you want to have it even, you don't see the difference. And we just have to turn it and do it this way. So I'm going to do some glue on this side. And we place it over here, but exactly in the middle. So you have on each side a little piece over. So make sure this way. And I do here the same. Some glue on this side. And I place this one also on this side against one of the packets of four. And make sure that you see the difference, that it is smaller. So, and of course I have to squeeze it a little this way. And we're going to place this aside. And we're going to let this part rest for a moment. So in the meantime, while the other parts are resting, we are going to do again 12 pieces of 2. So you have 24 pieces blocks on the table, but you're going to make 12 pieces of 2. And of course you see already, I have something sticking on my hands all the time already, and it's not glue. I already washed it away, but I'm still sticking on top of each other. I don't know what it is, but at least I am stuck to everything here on the table. So what can be that I had a bandit over here? How do you call it? We call it pleister. If you have a cut in your fingers, you wind it up with, I think you call it bandit, if I'm correctly, at least. And this, maybe this is sticky a little, because I did it just before I started this DIY of my finger. So maybe that's the problem. So, but I'm going to go further. It doesn't matter. It's not your concern. I understand why you're thinking, why is she telling me this? I really have no idea, but you are here and I am here. So I think I can tell you. So now we have 12 pieces of 2. So now we have again our 6 pieces of 12, and we do the same like we did with the other one. You just do, oh, you see 2 of them. You do some glue, place the other one on top. You do here some glue, place the other one on top. You do here some glue. I do it now a little faster. Over here, place this one on top, and over here, and place this one on top. And we're going to place them straight up again. And we make one line again. We do here the same. Feel with your fingers. And we do here the same. And this one. And the number 5. And now you have again 6 pieces of 4 blocks glued together. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes again. So again, we are going to get 3 parts. And we're going to do some glue on this one. On this one, and we place them together again until one piece. Make sure you lay them on the side and wipe away the glue, of course, that you don't get one big mess. Again, place them down again, fill in the open gaps as much as you can this way, and you're going to place it down, and you're going to let this dry in also. You are going to do in the meantime, while this is drying, you're going to get 2 blocks again, and 2 blocks like this, and you do them on top of each other, also the same like we did earlier. And again, you're going to place them on the side, squeeze them, place them on the side, squeeze it, and make sure that they have a nice straight line, and let them dry in for a couple of minutes. So we give now the 2 double block a moment, and of course we are going to make sure that we're going to get one of the 4 packets again, and we're going to make sure that we place it on the side again, but again with the part that it still leaves a little piece open on the side. Oh, a little bit more. So I'm going to place this one exactly in the middle, and I do here the same over here. And we're going to place it over here, and we're going to give it some pressure over here this way. And we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes also. So now the parts of our 2 nutcrackers are drying. We are going to do 2 rows of 3. We're going to make the top, and I'm going to do it this way, but you can make the top any way you like. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, but I also like maybe on top a kind of a little Christmas tree, so such a bottle brushed Christmas tree. I always like that also, so we will see. Or maybe a little tea light, a little tea light on top, battery operated, you will see. But we are going to glue this together. We're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to let this dry in for a little moment. Of course, wipe away the underside, the glue also, and make sure that you have it a straight line. Do here the same, turn it over, and again feel with your fingers until you have the line you want. So now we have our 2 pieces of 3, and now we are going to make the sides, and I'm going to do the sides when they have corners open. You don't have to do it there, you have to get your saw and just saw the sizes out, but I'm going to do it when the corners are open, at least when you see a little corner on each side, and I like that. And I don't want my top to be too high, so I'm going to do 8 blocks of 2. So 8 rows of 2. At the end you get 4 pieces of 4, of 8 pieces of 4, 4 for each side. So again, you see already on the table what I mean. So now if everything is correctly, you have 8 pieces of 2. So we're going to squeeze them together this way and over here. And I'm going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to let it rest for a couple of minutes. So you see, now we have our 2 of 3, and we have our 8 pieces of 2. We're going to get 1 of 3. We're going to do some glue on all the sides of our parts of 3, over here and over here, and on this side. So over here, place it down on the table. You get 1 of 2. You do not straight up, but you do it this way. You place this one against this side and squeeze from the underside. You place them, this one in the opposite direction also. Make sure that you squeeze from the underside. Then you place this one on front. Over here also squeeze from the underside. And here the last, and squeeze it on the underside. And we're going to let it rest a couple of minutes. So now we're going to get the other 1 of 3, and we're going to do some glue on this side, on this side, on this side, and of course on the other side. Over here, place it down, and we're going to place this one again on this side, this one on this side, squeeze only on the underside. We place this one over here, and this one over here. So again, make sure that you have it on the place you like, and that they are connecting nicely together. So, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying also. So now we have the parts of our nutcracker, and of course, which we're going to use like a kind of a little box candle holder. We are going to paint it, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the bottom, and I'm going to do the brighter color red. And of course, I have to be careful because sometimes this is really coming really strange out of my bottle, and I don't want to that everything is on the red color. So I'm going to do the bottom, this 2 I'm going to do in the red colors. You need the double up, you have the 2 of 5 double up, and this one, and I'm going to do this one you made with the arms over here, and this one we are going to do these 2 together, and we're going to do them in the red color. So I'm going to get my brush, and I'm going to take my time to paint this in this brighter red color. I love this brighter red for the Christmas season, but I also like the darker red. So you can choose any color you want. You even can spray paint it. So now I'm going to take this color. It's a little bit like dark gray, but it is really drying up as black. So I'm going to use the black color for my little boxes, these two. Of course, the two of this one and two loose pieces of 4, this one, and of course the bigger ones and the little boxes we are going to do in the black color. But also with this one, you don't have to do it the way I do it. Just choose any color you like for yourself. So I'm going to do this also, take my time for it, and of course you see when this is finished also. So I have now also the pieces black, but I was missing something. I think maybe I will like it when the head is having a little piece under here. So I'm going to do 2 pieces of 2 blocks like this, and I'm going to glue them together and paint them also black, because I think I'm going to use it, because I think I like it a little better. So just take 2 blocks like this and squeeze them together, give it a couple of minutes rest, and then we're going to paint this too also in the black, and then you see later in a moment what we're going to do with it. But I think I'm going to like this a little better. It makes more like an accent for the head. So, but we will see. I always say you can better have it laying around than you have to make it later. So I'm going to let this rest, and then we're going to paint this one also black. So very simple, just 2 blocks glued together. So now we're going to the color white, but I was thinking, you see already, the black is very hard to get off my fingers, but it doesn't matter. It's not something that has to do with the DIY. I'm going to take 2 blocks extra because I totally did forget to make a kind of a feet for his boots. So what we're going to do, just take 2 simple blocks like this, glue them on top of each other. We're going to squeeze them, we're going to let them dry, and then we're going to saw them in half, and then you already have the front of the boot. So it is very easy to make. So just place them together, squeeze it, and we're going to let it dry, and then we're going to paint this one as the last one. We're going to paint it black, but first we're going to start with the white. So I'm going to get my white color, and of course I hope that he goes off nicely, and then we're going to do here some white on top. Of course this always takes a little longer than you think. So if everything is correctly, you still have left over this too, and we are going to paint this one also in the white color. And I use the bright white, but you can use any color of course you like. You maybe a more cream. Some people like a little bit of the pink color for making the heads, but I'm going to go for the white. So I'm going to take my time also for painting this one in the white. So now we have of course the bottom, we have the feet and the trouser. We have a red for the top side of the nutcracker. We have the face white, and the head we have 2 pieces black now. We made the extra one, and we made the one of 4 black. What we need right now, we need a couple of hands, and I'm going to use this because we made this one for feet, and he is still not painted yet. And this is the part, the double 2 we use also for his arms. So I can easily measure out which of my blocks of my half beads I use for hands. Of course I do the half bead on top of here. You can do anything. This one is a little bigger. Maybe I can go a little smaller like this. This is really small, so I don't know if I go a little bigger, but you also can use a full bead if you want to have a real hand. So go check out what you like and use this as an example, because the red is still drying. But I also like this one a little bit, so I have to look for it. So here's the block we just made, which will be black in a moment. But of course I took the half over here, and I'm going to get my saw and I saw it in half, and then I'm going to paint both of the sides black, because this will be the front side of the boots of the nutcracker, because I totally did forget it. So just a simple double up block, and you just do in half. You're going to saw it in half, and then you paint them black. So now I have painted all the pieces. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to get the top part of my nutcracker. That is the part which is, you see already here, is a little bit smaller. This will be his arms. I'm going to get my beads, and I chose also for the wooden beads the totally, so not the half, I did totally the beads. What I'm going to do, I'm going to glue two of them this way on top of the sides of my piece. So I turn it, it looks like hands. So always look which side you like the best and which side you want to have on front. So I'm going to do some little wood glue over here, and I place them over here. I do here the same, a little glue on the bead, and then place it on top of here. You do here the same, some glue on the top. Make sure that you have enough glue, and you're going to place it over here, and you do with the last one the same, and so this can dry over here like this. And we're going to let this dry in. So in the meantime, while this is drying, we're going to take two of our black pieces of 4, you see, like this one over here, and we're going to get the two parts, which is the 2 block, the simple one, the thinner one we made later. So we place them over here this way, and we do some glue on this one, so we make the head a little bigger. So we place this in between over here and give it some pressure. And you see already mine is not totally dry yet, so I'm going to make sure that I move it to this side and place it in the middle, and we do here the same. Of course, wait a little bit longer, because my black is drying very difficult. So always make sure that you place it on the middle, give it some pressure, and again look that you have it really in the middle over here. And then we're going to get a small brush to wipe away the glue. So you see I placed a little piece of kitchen paper on top of my mat, so it is a little bit protected the paint, because or else maybe you scratch it. So I'm going to get my marker, and I'm going to mark my face on top of here. I'm just going to do my way. I can tell you how you must do, because I'm really bad in painting faces. So I'm just going to do what I think is right. So I'm going to start with the eyebrow a little bit in a point way, and I do here the same, and I'm just going to make some round, and I'm just going to sketch it. I'm not going to paint it in yet with my marker. I'm just going to make a kind of a sketch, and I'm going to draw a kind of a moustache over here, and I'm going to go over here. And this is a little bit what I'm going to do, because I don't make too much out of it. So it's just a little sketch, and I'm going to get my black marker, and I'm going to color it in. And later I'm going to make a little bit with my gold pencil, a little line around here. But you see that in a moment. So I have now my 2 faces over here. At least I did my best. And I have now mixed a red and a white together until light pink color, and I'm going to dab it off to make sure that I have a light color lightly on my brush, because I only want to give it a little bit of the lighter color on the cheek, but not too much. So I'm going to dab off most of the paint like this, and I'm going to just do it a little round over here on this side, and on this side, and over here, and over here. And now I'm going to get my gold marker and I'm going to mark a little line around here. So see, I have my gold marker and I'm going to make a line under here. So I'm going to look for which part I can use the best, because this marker is a little bit strange. So I'm going to look for how I can have it the best, because he's not really willing to to work with me. But at least you see the attention what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a line around it. So now we have the faces, of course. We have now the little beads on the arms. Now we're going to get the feet and the trousers, and we are going to get the 2 pieces of black we are going to glue on the underside against this feet. So we do some glue over here, some here. Before we're going to glue it on the bottom, I have to look for which one I like the best. So I'm going to go over here. This is one. Now we're going to get this one and do some glue also over here. And we're going to place this one also over here. And we're going to let this dry in. And here the same. And if the glue is coming out, always get your small brush, a clean brush, and wipe away the glue. So in the meantime, while the feet are drying, I'm going to get my middle part. I make sure that the beads are under. I'm going to get my gold marker and I make a line exactly in the middle. Make it a little bit wider. So because he can be a little bit wider. And this way. And now we're going to make some buttons, at least over here. And we do on the other side the same. And number 4 and number 5. So you see already, now you already have the first start already of your piece. And what you can do with some gold line, you can go around the lines of the arms, and so go around until this side. I will have to look if I like it or not. So now I have the 2 feet. You see already we painted this on the front. Now we're going to get the belly of the belt of the underside. So we place this down over here. We make one line with the gold marker this way. And I'm going to do one lower over here. And we go around over here. And we go this side also around with the gold. And the back side, of course. Over here. This is one. So now if everything is correct, you have this. I'm going to lay them next to each other because I want to have them on the same height. Over here. Because when you place your holders together, you don't want that they are not matching with each other. And this one. And now we're going to connect them over here with this side. This way. Now what we're going to do, very easy. We're just going to make a round. Like this. And we do here the same. And make a one little line over here. Over here. So now we're going to let this dry in, and then we're going to do his boots. So now I'm going to place them next to each other, and I'm going to make a line over here from here until here. And I place them, like I told you, next to each other because we want to have them almost equal. this way, and I'm going to do them all around, also on this side. And I go to this side, do here the same. But of course I show this to you, but of course you can totally decorate it your own way, which one you like the best. So I'm going to go all around. So now I have the boots I like. Of course you can go as crazy as you like. I'm going to take now the head and I'm going to make a line of the head. Of course you can do some buttons on top of it, you can make a straight line, you can make an embellishment, you can do anything you like on the head. So now we have a lot of parts on our table. We are going to start to build it together. So we're going to place the bottom over here. We are going to glue some glue on the underside of my feet. We're going to do this way, this part. And we place this in the middle. Of course, he will be a very small nutcracker because it is at least a candle holder. So it won't be a big piece because I kept them small. So again, we're going to press it down and we're going to get our brush like this and we're going to make it wet and gently we wipe away the glue over here and on this side, and then we're going to give it a couple of minutes and I'm going to do the second one. So in the meantime, while the head of the feet are drying, we are going to take the face and of course the body. We are going to do some glue on the underside over here, not too much because we don't want that it pops out too much. And again, we're going to press them together very gently this way, and we do here the same. We're going to get some glue over here and we're going to press this one also against this one. And we're going to let this dry in also. So now we're going to do the head and of course the little box, and we're going to glue them on top of here. I'm still debating if I'm going to make also with gold a line here in the middle. So I'm really not sure if I like it or not, or I think I'm going to take the chance or else, or I have to paint it black again. But I think I'm going to make a line of the gold in the middle. So we will see if this is a mistake or not. So I also made now a line on the side, and of course the light is not really the greatest, so I'm going to turn over my box and I'm going to get some glue on top of the head and I'm going to glue this one in the middle over here. Of course, always look which way you want to have your box. I have to look if I like it this way, because you can always glue it once, but especially with hot glue, if it sticks, it sticks. I think I'm going to go for this side, I think, or maybe this. I think I'm going for this one. So I'm going to place this one on top of here and we're going to place it in the middle and we're going to look for a straight line, and I'm going to do with the second one the same. So now I have my head and of course my box on top of here. I'm going to turn it over, both of them, and now we're going to glue the head and the body on top of here. So we do some glue on his head over here. Of course we need to have enough because we want to be sure that at least I have to look for which side I want to use of my head. I think I'm going for this side. I have to look for if this is the side I want. Yes, this is it. Of course, always look for the best side. Then I'm going to place this on top of here. And very gently, you're going to place it in the middle, give it some pressure, and let it suck in for a little moment. And then you're going to wipe away the glue. So again, you do on this one the same, do some glue on top of here, And we're going to look for if this is the side we want to have. And of course, it's over this side. I think I'm going to go for this one. I have to look for if yes. And I'm going to turn this one over also. And I'm going to place this one also in the middle. Give it some pressure. And we're going to let it suck in for a little moment, and then we're going to wipe away the glue. So now the only thing we need to do is, of course, we need the top glued on top of here. So that's the last step we need to do. So we do some glue over here and a little over here, and we're not going to glue it immediately on top of each other. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to place the rest of the nutcracker on top of here. But that's so easy. You see in a moment a quick impression. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks, nutcracker candle holders. And of course I did some tea lights inside of here, but of course you can also do a cute little Christmas tree. You can use it for many purposes. So I hope you give this one a try, and he is so easy to make. So everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell, so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to the description box. There you find the link for the DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.